So this episode on the podcast, I'm honored to have the former world number one, Juan Carlos Ferrero, nicknamed the Mosquito on tour. He has won 16 titles, including 4 Masters titles and the 2003 French Open. Since retirement, he has been heavily involved in tennis by having 2 tennis academies in the world and has coached professionally on tour. Juan Carlos, thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to be with all the Canadian people and with you to talk about a little bit of everything of tennis.
I guess the first question our listeners want to know is: you retired in 2012. You're now the head of 2 academies in the world, and you've coached professionally on tour. How are you finding this new way of life for you?
I think it's something that I love because tennis is my life, and obviously when I was on my career, I was thinking in my future. So it's something that I wanted to do when when the time arrived to not be anymore a tennis professional, and to build my academy here in Spain, and also the one that I have in China, and I had another one in Egypt, and it's something that I think is very interesting to have our experience in all the world, and obviously I live here in the academy in Spain, and for me it's a little bit more easier to follow all the people that we have here in the academy. So yeah, for me it's something that I think I need to keep learning every day with all the players that we have here, because every player is different, and with the experience that I had when I was with Zverev, and now with the young guy that I have, Carlos Alcaraz. So I guess that I keep learning day by day to be a better coach.
I mean, you've now played professionally and now you've coached professionally. Which one do you prefer?
Obviously, when I was a player, it's something that you feel on the court, and you practice every day, and you can feel the people when you're on the court. And obviously, when you're a coach, it's a little bit different. You feel some things different when you sit on the chair, and you cannot do some things about what you think is the best for your players. So definitely it's something very different. But of course, I choose when I was a player.
Yeah.
It's more fun, let's say.
I mean, talking about being a player, you're one of the few players to have beaten all of the big 3, so Rafa, Novak, and Roger. Who do you think was the toughest to beat out of them, and why?
I mean, Rafa definitely on clay was the most difficult player to beat. Then on grass, I think Roger was the most difficult to beat, and on hard court, let's say Djokovic. So each one in different surface. It's I can say that one of those is the most difficult. But if I have to choose one, I will say Roger, because his kind of game that he can do every kind of shots on any surface. It's something that when you face him, it's something really difficult to compete. So I will choose Roger.
Roger. And you've played so many matches over your career. And let's say if you could go back in time and replay one match you could of yours, which one would it be?
I think it would be the US Open final.
US Open final
against Roddick. Is I think this final I could not give my best level, and I think it's one of the tournaments that I missed to win it, because it's one tournament that I think it's really nice to play, and US Open is really important, and the biggest court on earth in tennis. So if I have to pick one, I would pick that one.
The US Open final. And we all know playing the professional tennis, it comes with a lot of travel. You don't have much time to relax. It's week after week, tournament after tournament. When you were playing, what was your favorite mode of relax? How do you relax on tour?
Let's say I love to watch movies on the cinema, and since 2000 I started playing golf as well. So one of the moment that I choose to have some relax and to have some fun with even with some players on the tour is golf, because around the whole world you can go and play and relax. And even now I keep playing, not a lot because I am working almost every day on the academy, but I would say the golf is one of the things that I choose to to relax a little bit and not think too much about work. Yeah, golf is good.
I know Rafa plays a lot of golf. Have you played with him before?
Yeah, I played many times. Most when we were on the tour, and we have some time when we have day offs or after tournaments, and yeah, we play many times.
Who's better?
Let's say we have equal level, because
Okay.
yeah, he competes very well, and his swing is good, and yeah, I think we almost start at the same time, play at the same level, so I think we're more equal.
Are there really good any really good golfers out there and the professional tennis players?
Yeah, let's say Marty Fish is really good. Leighton Hewitt is really good. Tim Henman is really good.
Okay.
Who else? I remember Scott Draper is older than me, but he tried to play a professional golf. So yeah, there's a lot of tennis players that they like to play golf, because I think it's the swing. It's like a bit similar from the, let's say, forehand or backhand. So yeah, it's quite similar to. So normally golf is really difficult to start for people that they know how to play, or they don't play tennis. So for the tennis players, it's a little bit more easier to start and hit the ball.
I mean, one of the highlights of your career is for sure achieving the number one ranking in the world. Everyone says the world number one comes with a lot of pressure. We saw that with Naomi Osaka. She struggled to cope with the pressure of being number one. How did you handle the pressure of being world number one?
I mean, let's say once you get until there, I think it's something to enjoy it. Obviously, if you have to feel that pressure every week, it's better not to be a number one, because I think it's something that you have to enjoy it, and you have to keep working, and you have to do same things as before, that you didn't get that number. But obviously you dream with that since you're a kid, and it has to be something that when you have it, you have to enjoy it. If you use it as a pressure and go to matches and feel that pressure that you cannot play, it's because in here you are not thinking in a good way. So I didn't do something like very special to handle it. Obviously, I didn't stay at that number many weeks. I stayed like 2 months. So it's something that it happened too fast. So but once I get the number, I enjoy it that much, and I was trying to keep working that hard as before to get the number. So for me, it's something that you have to enjoy it, not to feel that pressure every week or every match.
Do you know why people like players like Osaka and maybe Angelique Kerber have felt the pressure when they were world number one?
I don't know. It's something very difficult to. It's something very difficult to explain. I mean, let's say you have to have some people around you to make you think in a good way, and use the pressure of to compete well, and not to feel that pressure to not play in your best level. But something you have to have some people to try to help you. Of course, every single tournament is very difficult, and when the players play against something that is number one in the world, they want to show his best level. So always it's very difficult to stay at that number, because everybody's going to be very motivated to play against you. So it's very difficult to say, but you have to I think you have to find people to try to help you to stay calm and cool, and try to work as before. And for sure, if you are that good, everything is gonna be okay.
I mean, I guess the question listeners really want to know is, when you won your first major at Roland Garros in 2003, Do you think this helped your confidence, or do you think this put you under more pressure to win more titles and win more major titles?
No, definitely not. When I won the Grand Slam, I felt like relax and enjoy because I get into the players' world that to the players that they won a Grand Slam, the majors.
Yeah.
So it's something that release me and makes me happy and makes me work with more happiness even. Or I try to want more, of course, trying to do the same as before, but it's something that I use it in a positive way, definitely.
I mean, Grand Slam winners like you are often in the media spotlight, and many eyes are watching your every move, your every match. The media think you are the favorite for most of the matches you play. They think you must win. And for many players, this puts a lot of, pressure. Did you experience this with the media and, with yourself?
Yeah, obviously when I was one of the best on clay court, almost every tournament that I've been to play, people was talking about me that is one of the favorites. But obviously you have to use it as a motivation. You have to use it as okay, I'm one of the best on the surface, and I think I have to use it to keep working hard and try to be me on the court and not thinking what people are thinking about me if I'm playing good level or I'm not playing good level. And it's something that you have to do it, because if every week you are thinking in what people are thinking about you, if you are playing good or not, it's going to be very difficult to keep a good level, week by week. It's something that you have to think in by yourself and working for you, for your team, and people. If you're good, if you have good level, it's gonna talk about you. It's gonna speak all the time. Media and players and people is around you, but you have to use it in a good way. If not, it's gonna be very difficult to play good level week by week.
You've accomplished so much in tennis, but let's say you had a second life. What other career would you pursue and why?
MotoGP rider, I like the most. I think it's something that I have one friend that is one of the best in the world and in the MotoGP, and is a life that I love it, because I like the world of speed when I was pretty young. Now, of course, it's a different situation because I have kids and everything. But when I was young, it's something that I love it, and it's one of the careers that I love the most, and it's something that if I choose not to play tennis, I would choose to be motor rider.
Motor rider, okay. Spain have had such a great generation of tennis players. Yourself, Rafa Nadal, David Ferrer, Carlos Moya, and more. As teammates, for Davis Cup, Olympics, and also rivals, is it hard to be friends when you're all playing against each other?
Not really, because I think we have a clear idea that once we get on the court, obviously you want to win, and you have to do your work, and you are working and practicing every day to win the matches. So obviously when you play the people that you live with them every single week, sometimes it's a bit more, let's say, difficult to play against him, but you have to make the difference. Okay, it's a friend, but it's a match, and I have to be a professional, and I have to try. I played, for example, many times against David Ferrer, that is my best friend on the tour, or he was, and I played many times against him. Finals, first rounds, semi-finals, even matches that it has a lot of importance. But obviously, we both we're professionals on the court, and we try our best, and obviously you have to play, and it's like this. The sport is like this. You have to have some friends on the tour, but then you have to play against them.
We're moving on to your post-retirement activities. Like I mentioned before, and you mentioned, you're still very involved in tennis. You have 2 academies, one in Spain and one in China. What is your philosophy for your tennis academy?
I mean, work and obviously the values of people have to be respectful, and they have to be able to hear the people that we're trying to teach every day. And we here at the academy we are very familiar. We're very close people from the players. We live with them, and we love to grow like a family, and it's something that we try to do as the place that we go, like China or here, or even an academy that maybe in the future we have. So I think that's a big difference, that maybe people that trainers that they work at the academy and they go to their homes, and they're away from the players. Here I think we are a very big family, that we are all together, and I think the players that they feel this very very hard, and it's a big difference from them.
And from my understanding, the academy you're in right now is the one you trained in when you were 15 and 16 years old. Was it the same one?
Yep.
Okay, and
Yeah,
how...
I think.
Sorry, you continue. Yeah, I was asking how special is it that you're now 40 years old? Is it? I remember. And now you're in the same place when you were 15, 16. How special is that?
I think it's very special, and I think this place is very special because when we arrived here, we had nothing, absolutely not even one court. And I remember that we all together, I mean the players, we helped to build some of the courts that we have now. So I think I feel that academy that is my home. I even live here with my kids, with my family, and of course this place is very special for me.
And your trophy cabinet is behind you, is it? The 4 Davis Cups?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. 5 Davis Cups, yeah.
Yeah, and over there is a Master 1000. Yeah, it's one of the trophies, Monte Carlo, and yeah.
I mean, I want to talk about your coaching career now. You're a part of Sasha Zverev's team for 8 months. When you first arrived in his team, what did you think he needed to improve on specifically to make him a better player?
I'd say intensity on the court. I think he's one of the players that he can play that level, but then next set he can play that level lower, and then he can go there, and he can go. So he needs to stay more in the same level all the time. So that's what I was talking to him, and he tried to improve all the time, because we all know that he in Grand Slam is not able to stay focused at the same level all the time. So when I get there on the team, is one of the things that I talk to him, that he needs to improve. And he's a very good worker, hard working, and I really know that he's working very hard on this, and I hope that he can get that level to try to fight for the Grand Slams.
From the public's view, it seemed as though you and Sasha had your differences. Was it more on tactics and strategy, or was it more of a personality mismatch?
Let's say it was the way of to be out of the court. I think I had a different idea that what's the way to be a professional of the court. I mean, like, or eat, or have rest, or have to deal with the rest of the people of the team. So we have some difference over there, that it was not the same, and at the end we think that it was the best not to continue.
I mean, do you think that maybe it's something with his social life, or maybe he needs another coach on his team to make him a better player to win majors?
I don't know. I think he has to think about it. I mean, I'm not the right person to say that he needs, because I think he tried with another coaches like Lendl or Becker or so. For he has the experience already to have some of the best coaches that maybe we have on the tennis court, on the tennis world, and what he needs is to to stay stable all the time, out of the court to to be a professional all the time and try to be same intensity and be at the same level of stay focused all the time, and that's what I think he needs to improve.
Do you think that will improve with age, or do you think that's something that he has to
Yeah,
do himself?
obviously he needs to first open his ears and try to listen to people that maybe they have more experience than him, that in what he needs. But obviously when he will grow up and be 24, 25, I think he will think these things by himself, and he will be nobody to talk to him and say and tell him what he needs. Definitely when you grow up, it's something that you realize that you need.
In a recent Spanish interview, you said, this is translated, earning a lot of money when you are young can get you dizzy. They have too many distractions off the court, phone calls, social media, friends who suddenly appear. They are not thinking about tennis as it was in our time. Do you think that is why young players like Shapovalov, Tsitsipas, even Zverev, maybe that's why they're unable to win a Grand Slam yet?
I don't know. Depending on how how people react to those things. Obviously, when you're young and you have money and you have everything that you think that you are one of the best tennis on earth, and you have everything on your hand. It's very difficult to control this kind of players. Obviously, the team has to be importancy on what they talk about it, and to control everything, and the players needs to be focused on tennis and not to be focused out of the court. Obviously, I think there is a lot of distractions that the young people they have, like the telephone or social media or Instagram and all this kind of things that makes people not to be very focused the whole day on tennis. They are thinking too much about what they have to show on the telephone, or what people will think about if I do this or if I do that. So I think people of my age, when we were younger, we were more focused on tennis and think about what I missed today. So what I have to be better tomorrow, and thinking tennis all the time. So it's a big difference that we have now. It's a different situation.
I mean, we're talking about distractions. You're coaching 17-year-old Carlos Alcaraz at the moment. There's already a lot of attention and expectation on him. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing with such a young age? He has so much media attention on him.
Let's say in one way it can help, but in another way, of course, it's for him. It's tough to all the time seeing him on the newspapers that he's going to be the next Rafa Nadal. So it's something that he has to manage in a good way, because some of the youngest players that people here in Spain, they use that name against the other, let's say, because I think it's not a big help. It's a big pressure for this kind of players. So, but Carlos, I think the team that that he has around is helping him a lot in this kind of things. He has one person that is helping in that matter all the time, and he's using media and all these things that you mentioned in a good way. I think he's managing very well, and he's thinking his own career and his own way, and try to play his best level, not to think too much about being next whatever.
I mean, when you were 17 and 18, did you have any expectations from the media saying you're going to be the next champion?
Of course, media always is talking about him in right now, but as I said, he has to try to think what I'm gonna try to improve tomorrow, what I'm gonna try to to try to do in that tournament that is going to be very important for me, and go step by step. He's 17. He's of course one of the talented youngest players that we have on the world, and he has a lot of things to improve that he knows already, and he's trying to make his own way and work hard. It's there is no other things to think about it, and we're trying to make a very small way and not to see the whole picture that the people is talking too much about him.
I mean, when you were the same age as Carlos, do you see any similarities between you and him?
Yeah, obviously. When I was young, I had very good results, and media was talking about me very soon as well. And but maybe he's doing the things that I did 2 years younger, or 2 years sooner. So it's something that, of course, he's not. I mean, as adult that I was, that people was talking about me all the time. But as I said before, the team that we are around him, we are trying to help him to try to be, calm and stay cool all the time, and not to think too much about these things.
I mean, what have you learned from coaching that you couldn't have learned as a player?
Let's say stay calm all the time, and not when we lose a match, and or when the things goes wrong as we expected, not to make a big drama on the whole picture. I think when you are a player, it's something that you want it very fast, and you want to have the results tomorrow, and not after tomorrow. And but as a coach, you can see the whole picture, and not the things that you wanted to do like right now. So I am more calm. I can see the things as in a positive way all the time. And when I was a player, it's something that you want to be as good as you can be at, and something you are in a hurry up too much.
I mean, how do you feel about the current landscape for the next generation of young Spanish players? We have, Carlos Alcaraz, we have John Muna as well. And how do you feel about the next generation of Spanish players?
Let's say they have very good examples, as they have a lot of players that we arrive until the top, and they can see in the mirror of people that they work very hard to try to be one of the best on the world. And I think here in Spain we have very good coaches, very good academies. We have good weather. We have good places to practice. So we have a lot of tournaments. Carlos were playing when he was young, and he could get his first ATP points when he was 14, 15. So it's a good chance that you don't have to go around the world to try to have your first ATP points. Here in Spain, we have a lot of tournaments, and I think all this picture is very important to have a young tennis players to try to teach them.
I mean, the last question I want to end on with you is, if you could create an ultimate tennis player, so if you could choose one player's forehand, backhand, volley, serve, and mental strength, who would it be? So 5 different players. So let's start with forehand.
Forehand, I will choose Roger.
Backhand?
Let's say backhand, I would choose Wawrinka.
Wawrinka, okay. What about serve?
Yeah. About serve, I would choose Isner. Maybe Isner. Yeah.
Volley?
Volley, I would choose Roger.
And mental strength?
Mental strength, I would choose Rafa. I think is the best on this.
And
this area.
last thing I forgot is, what about footwork?
Let's say Djokovic. I think for his tall that he is, and the way he moves, I think he's the best. He's the best footworker.